Welcome to solverfy.
This problem is asking us which statement is false, and these things can be referenced on page 1351. So the first statement is that closed circulatory systems have blood vessels, and those blood vessels separate the blood from the interstitial fluid of the body. If we look at the definition of a closed circulatory system, we can see that this is true. Okay, the second one is that earthworms have closed circulatory systems. This may not seem correct. However, if you look on this page and there's some captions down below one of the pictures, it specifically mentions that the annelid earthworm has a closed circulatory system. So it is an example of an invertebrate that has a closed circulatory system. So this one is true. C is telling us that open circulatory systems have this mixture of blood called hemolymph that empties into a body cavity. And by looking at the definition on this page, we see that C is also true. And D, obviously, because we know that these are, all three of these are true, we know that D is our answer. But at first glance, it may not look to be the case because it mentions that lobsters have a little bit more of a complex circulatory system than other arthropods. However, it is still considered an open circulatory system. It is not a closed circulatory system. They do have some primitive arteries that help direct blood and help direct the hemolymph. However, it is still considered an open circulatory system. So D is the answer to this question.